What are your thoughts about Vedic Rashmi theory by Acharya Agnivrat ji? He has explained time, space, singularity, uh, but in theory, not mathematically. What do you think? Is it a possibility of truth or just trash? Vedic Rashmi theory. I get lots of questions about this Vedic Rashmi theory, so I tried to look it up. I tried to look up online what is this Vedic Rashmi theory. Typically, when you have a theory of physics, of nature, of science, you would have papers. Yeah, a paper in which all the fundamentals of the theory are laid out properly, and all that. So I am able to find nothing. There is a book that's available on Amazon which costs in India 10,000 rupees. 10,000 rupees. Are you kidding me? And there is no literature available online, any published paper, even a non-published paper, a preprint, even that is not available. So I don't know what this theory is. Some people, lots of people claim that it explains everything: time, space, universe, all that. My question, see, what is a theory? Any theory must first of all explain the universe as it is. It should explain everything that we already know, and then it should make some improvements on what we know. It should make some predictions. So my question about the Vedic Rashmi theory, or whatever it's called, is: does it explain the universe as we know it? What are the fundamental presuppositions of this theory? What is a theory made up of? What are the fundamental uh, concepts of this theory? What are the foundations of the theory? Does this theory explain, let's say, the four forces of nature? Does it explain the strong nuclear force? Does it explain the weak nuclear force? Does it explain the electromagnetic force? Does it explain the force of gravitation? Does it explain uh, Maxwell's equations for electromagnetics? Does it reproduce those equations? Does it? Does it explain special relativity, general relativity? Does it explain the relativistic effects that a GPS satellite must account for, has to adjust for? Can it explain the perihelion precession of Mercury, the planet? Does it do that? Does it explain quantum mechanics? Does it explain the quantum tunneling involved in a transistor in semiconductors? Can it explain fields, quantum field theory? Can it explain population inversion, the principles behind lasers? Can it explain why the moon has phases? Why does the planet Venus have phases? Why is the moon tidally locked with the earth? Can it explain any of these things? Does it have mathematics built into it? What is the theory about? Is there any other specific result that it explains? Any testable result that it explains? Does it explain various kinds of observational evidence that we have? Observational empirical evidence? Does it predict anything new? If any of these things are correct, if it does any of these things, why is the information not available in the public domain? So this is how you do science. You don't do science based on the basis of faith, on the basis of emotions. Science is hard. Science is very rigorous. So I have seen absolutely no evidence of first of all, what this Vedic Rashmi theory is. What is the math behind it? I mean, you have to construct a theory using math, not using words and hand waving. So far, I've tried to search for it because people keep asking me this question. I have found absolutely no information about this theory. There is a book available for 10,000 rupees. Are you kidding me? 10,000 rupees. So that's how it is. So as far as I know, I mean, I know nothing about this theory. Uh, I have found no information about this theory in the public domain. And I have seen some PDFs here and there, but it's all words. There are no equations in there. If there are no equations, it's not math. It's not science. It's not physics. So that is all I can say about this theory. If somebody can, if somebody has more information, please feel free to put it in the comments, and I will look it up. But I am good at finding information, and I've found no information. And I'm not going to spend 10,000 rupees to buy a book, and I don't know what's in there. So that's where we are.